I have been fortunate to manage some specialized funding at the college called the Strong Workforce Program. And that money enables us to invest in initiatives like the Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation to help support programs like this today with our coordinator and founder, Vivian Faustino, who I'll introduce in a bit. What we're trying to do at City College is really build linkages between our education system and the workplace. All of our students, you've all gone through elementary school, middle school, high school, some college, ultimately to have great jobs and great lives. And so at City College, we're trying to prepare students for success in the workplace, whether they are working for themselves or working for a company. So I really appreciate the active role of all of our judges, our industry sector partners, our entrepreneurs in residence who help mentor our students as they worked on the different plans and projects leading up to today's event. So we're looking forward to continuing to expand CEI and other projects like it, so more students have work-based experiences, whether it's internships or access to a mentor or to a project or some combination of that. So before I turn it over to Vivian, I want to express my gratitude to her individually for all of the work that she has done for CEI over the past, I think, going on 5 years. How she has been so creative to do all of our events. And then 2 years ago to pivot during the pandemic to do events like this now on Zoom. This used to be, a big event in one of our large spaces on campus. So, thanks to Vivian's leadership and creativity, the CEI and our students go on to win awards and competitions, and we've been featured on the news. So I really appreciate all the work that Vivian puts into events like today. And so let's just give her a virtual round of applause, and I will turn it over to Vivian. So thank you.
Oh, wow. Thank you very much, John. Thank you. And I always say this, it always takes a village. So I wouldn't be here, the CEI wouldn't be here without the support of faculty, and then of course, administrators like John and team like Margaret, Janice, and everybody else, the students, our past cohorts who have always been supporting us. Thank you so much. And at this point, of course, we are going to start very, very soon. So I would like to walk you through the app. So I hope that all of you here, those who are not presenting, you are now investors. Remember, you are investors. That's your role. So you have the ability to vote. You will be given $10,000 as your free money to vote for your favorite startup. Not only that, I think this is the most important part of this event or this app component is that you are already connected with all of these startups. Even after this event, you can send your comments, you can give your feedback, you can offer mentorship or any kind of support. And as we know, I was an entrepreneur for a long time that, I can't do it on my own. We need to form a community, you need social capital. So I hope that you would help support our students in that respect. So in any way that you could, even just to open the door for someone, maybe that industry, somebody, an introduction would go a long way. So please support our student entrepreneurs. So now going back to the app, I hope you downloaded the app already. And Janice, if you could admit all those participants, it's distracting. I think the only one accepting them.
Me as co-host.
Okay, I'll make a co-host, Margaret, if you could do that. Sorry about that. So if you are an investor, you would get the $10,000. You could see all these participants and you can invest who you want to spend or open your pockets to and invest a certain amount from one person or 2 or 3 different people. So that's one way. So we will have a prize for the audience favorite. So that's one category of winners. We have the audience favorite voted by everyone in this room. So everybody will have a chance to really pick their winners. And then we have our judges. They will introduce themselves in a little bit, who would be using the app as well to vote for the top three winners. You all are winners, but this is just for fun and all that. Because in real life, you know, every time you pitch, you cannot expect everybody to open their wallets and write a check. So let's just try to just be playful and do it in a like simulating it in this particular competition. So those three judges, they can also connect with you and provide feedback even after the event. So I hope that you can, you know, establish connection and again support our students as they move forward. So that's all it takes. And now that the rule is, I think everybody is here. If you downloaded already the app, your role has to be pre-investor and the event code is 4298. So please don't forget, you cannot vote if you don't enter the code 4298. And we can write it also on the chat box. All right, that's all I have to say. And at this point, I'd like to introduce the master of ceremony for today, a very long-time friend and supporter of the Center for Entrepreneurship, and also a founder of many, he's a serial entrepreneur. So without further ado, I'd like to turn you over to Ian Yutili.
Well, happy Thursday, everybody. This will be a fun time. Looking forward to hearing all of the pitches from the students, as I do every time we do this event. Let's start by getting to know the judges. We have a couple new judges with us, so this will be fun to have them participate and be inspired by some of the things the students share, and hopefully we can bring you advice. And as Vivian mentioned, things like connections, right? Opening doors for students that have something really promising that we think we can connect you with someone that can help. So Camille, would you like to go first and introduce yourself and let the students know a bit about you and the amazing company that you co-founded?
I would love to, Ian. Thank you. Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for having me as a judge today. I'm Camille Richman, co-founder and CEO of Hamama. We are a Sacramento-based startup 6 years into the journey. We started at with just a seed of an idea, of course. And so I'm really excited to get back into that very inspirational point in a company journey, the idea stage, and see what all of you have been working on. Like I said, we started 6 years ago. My co-founder and I are both mechanical engineers, and we were doing research in larger scale indoor ag technology. And we wanted to repackage that higher tech work we were doing for a consumer application in order to have an impact on people's access and access to superfood microgreens. And so our invention is called the seed quilt. It's a patented seed packaging technology that automates the growing process for growing microgreens. So we started with that idea and then built the business model around it. So it's an e-commerce subscription model, went through the fundraising process, grew the team, built operations, have a warehouse space, and have now reached more than 150,000 customers in all 50 states, all across the country, helping them grow their own healthy greens. So that's me. Feel free to reach out to me at any time on the chats here in Zoom or afterwards at camille@hamama.com. And again, really excited to see what you've all been working on. And keep building the relationship, like Ian said, after, and help where I can. Thanks, everyone.
Well, thank you so much for being one of our judges. Since this is at CCSF and for the students, is there anything you want to mention about your background with education or what you kind of see as an entrepreneur, because you went through Accelerator, I believe, 500 startups. And so we just want to know more about you. So before we go on, anything else that you want to talk about regarding education?
Sure, thanks. I did not do or take advantage of entrepreneurship resources while I was in school, which I regret looking back, but I definitely wasn't on, the entrepreneurial journey at all at that point. And so I really did get that education through the 500 Startups Accelerator program that we got into 2 or 3 years into the journey. And that really propelled us, having that community, like Vivian was saying, to, mentor you, to open those doors for you, was hugely important for us. And, beyond a structured setting, or without a structured setting, it was really a lot of networking, going to meetups, going to events, cold outreaching, to people who were maybe 1 or 2 years ahead of us that we admired, and having that really lovely ecosystem that we have here of entrepreneurs who are excited to pay it forward and help people who are starting from scratch again, and have that respect and appreciation for the hard work that goes into that phase. So yeah, I would say, and gotta say, I had access to City College marketing professors too, in my co-founder's mom, Professor Marilyn Goodman, and so hugely impactful to have her professional expertise and love and support. So just learn from the people who have succeeded and failed ahead of you, and also don't be afraid to make your own mistakes.
Thank you so much for sharing. Loic is the founder of Music Expo, and he's worked with Apple and Samsung and Star Maker and Universal and Warner and EMI, and really cool background, the events that you run. Can you tell us a bit about yourself and anything you'd like to share with the students before we get started today? Thanks for being here and being one of our judges.
Thank you, and thank you for the introduction. Hi, everyone. Really excited to be here. My name is Maestracci. I'm based in San Francisco. I've been in the city now for almost 10 years. Before that, I lived for 12 years in Los Angeles. My background is in marketing. I'm currently in the consumer part of the team at Twitter, in charge of consumer marketing. So if you've seen some of our campaigns with billboards and tweets on billboards, that's our team. Early on, as Ian said, most of my career has been in entertainment, from music to television, in marketing capacity. Early on in my career, I had a chance to found a startup that had to do with mobile marketing before mobile marketing was a thing, and raise a seed of 200K with a full investment of $1 million. That was absolutely thrilling and scary, I will say. So that experience put me in a seat to have a lot of compassion and respect for what you're going to go through. And today I love to advise companies or founders or people thinking about idea on how to jumpstart their marketing, how to acquire, find the product market fit, and how to, really understand what's the value proposition, how you can best position yourself in the market and acquire your first users and advocates. So please feel free to stay in touch if you want to have additional advice on marketing, launch plans, go to market. More than happy to offer the advice that I can.
Can you tell us a bit about the gatherings? Because in a sense, this is a gathering. We're all coming together for these pitches, but you gather people. And so, maybe talk a bit about community, because this is kind of the culmination of the whole semester together for these students. I'd love to hear your insights on that before we move on.
So networking is I think, you build, to be successful in life, I think it's by building relationship. You never know who you're going to meet, and you never know who the people you meet is going to bring you to the next step. They might not be the one helping you directly, but they might be helping you indirectly by connecting you to someone else that might be end up being a great resource. When I put Music Expo together, started in 2014 in San Francisco, and then we expanded to 5 cities in North America, including Mexico City, Miami, Boston, and Nashville. Really, the idea was, when I started was, San Francisco to me is actually, the Bay Area was a very vibrant, had a rich music history, but because of cost of living, it was a place where a lot of artists couldn't afford to live here. A lot of venues were closing. And I wanted to do something to send more positive message, and that's why I started this event. And really, the idea was to connect, to to inspire people to finish their projects, but also to connect people who could help them move their music career. And I must say, today, some of the things that I'm very proud is actually people met at Music Expo and now they have won Grammys, okay? And this is absolutely phenomenal to see the journey of people who came and had no idea where to start or what to do next, to the point where they have 2 Grammys on their shelves in their studios now. So again, don't go out there, meet people. You never know who's going to help you. I would say one of my advice early on is be open to feedback. Feedback is an incredible gift. This is probably something I wish I had told myself when I was younger. It's not necessarily a critic. If feedback can help you grow and be better, always embrace it and don't be a jerk. That's also the second advice. Maybe when I was younger, I thought I knew too much and it didn't serve me. And I think by being more humble today, it's in my older days that I'm humble. And as Camille said, learn from your mistake. And I learned clearly from that mistake now. Connect, meet people, and also, you're going to be at a place where you're the one maybe giving advice, you're the one giving your time, and don't refrain from it. You don't always try to give without expecting anything in return, and you never know what's gonna happen. I think it's also a wonderful gift to be able to give back to people.
Well, thank you for sharing with us. We want to get on with the pitches. We have 13 pitches, so I'll make my introduction short. My name is Ian Utilli. I live in a treehouse in Santa Cruz, about an hour south of San Francisco. So welcome to the treehouse, everybody. And I've done about a half dozen of these with Vivian. My background as an entrepreneur, I've started 7 companies, and entrepreneurship's all I know. And I love it. I love building new things and creating products and services for the market. And I look forward to hearing what all of you have created. So it's an honor to be here and be a part of it. So I think now is the time for us to get started. Emerald Barker, you are up first with MTM. So Emerald, if you want to jump up into the driver's seat, we are ready for you to inspire us with your amazing presentation. You have 3 minutes. And I don't want to jump in and stop you. So just stop within 3 minutes. And then we'll do some feedback and Q&A for 3 minutes after that for each of you. Emerald, it looks like the slides are ready.
Thank you very, very much. I almost wish I had this startup for myself, for my anxiety of being first, as my last name is Barker. It's Mind the Mind. We all every day need to mind our own mind. So the idea is to create an affordable, portable tech that is able to simplify theta, beta, gamma, alpha waves that your brain gives off for anxiety, for post-stimulus, for focus. There's a big problem that we've seen from COVID-19, a huge mental health gap. It is inefficient, it is costly, averaging about $1,600 to $24,000 without insurance. Most Americans don't have insurance. EEGs are also messy and require people to be asleep at periods of times in institutions. So to have them for a vibrant to-go kind of attitude would be very practical. So we want to create that tech, an EEG that is able to decipher, that is very portable for an average individual to get to know the most important organ of themselves, which is the brain. An average survey of Americans from 18 to 64, all ages have a stigma of mental health before 2004. After COVID, I think that number has now gradually become major. The market is estimated to increase by $600 billion in 2030, so it's very worth getting involved in. Our customers would be educational facilities, health institutions, individuals who want a better professional, personal, work-life relationship, anyone who has a learning disability, maybe even DUI rehabilitation centers. Currently, our competitor is the EEG headband attached to Muse. They utilize meditation app with your own personal headphones. The difference between us and them would be that we are creating a more efficient way to scientifically approach the brain on an average course without having to utilize holistic medicine or holistic ideologies. Mental health disorders account for more economic costs than somatic diseases like cancer and diabetes, which we know we already put a lot of money towards. Preferably our timeline, we'd like to ideally see 3 years from production to sales. The first year going to be to actually build the technology for the headpiece. The second to third year to do beta and test run with researchers and with our institutions that would potentially invest in us. So that way we can get a better customer relation program between health institutions and individuals. And 4 to 5 would be just everything customers need, commons, regulations, what can we change, what can we do better, especially since medical professionals are very different from individuals who might be professionals and they need a better way of grasping all of that tech at once. And that was a very rushed performance, but thank you very much. And that was my presentation.
I thought that was fantastic. Great energy. I'm convinced. You persuaded me. Camille, would you like to jump in and give some feedback or ask questions, followed by Loic?
Thank you. Great presentation and very important problem to address, of course. I think you started to touch on it with, regulation and maybe a clinical trial type set of phases that you'll need to walk through. Do you know much about, who the governing body is that regulates this kind of a product and what potential barriers to bringing, to your timeline of getting it to market there could be?
Yeah, so in the timeline, I put 2 to 4 years for a beta to alpha phase because I feel like that's a little more logistic, but on a business perspective, I'd like it to be 2 to 3 years. Governing bodies would include private institutions. So Kaiser Permanente would be someone who'd want to get involved. Or if Google, Metaverse, kind of iCloud, iPhone wanted to utilize data from people who they put advertisements in front of and they see what kind of thing gets them ticked off, that would also be someone who might help beneficially with our research. Other than that, it would really just be, I have 2 favorites, Psych2Go and School of Life, which I think are really great already business pronouncings that deal in mental health for everyday usage.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Emerald, it happens that I have met a long time ago Ariel, the founder of Muse. And I play with... in 2014, I hosted an event called the Wearable Tech LA in Los Angeles, and she was one of our presenters, and I had a chance to be one of the first one to wear this device, and it was, and I love, so my question to you is, she's been, building this product now for over 10 years, for close to 10 years, and it's been in market for 8. What do you think that this product is not addressing that you would be addressing with yours?
So that's a really great question because I idolize Muse a lot. They were the competitor that I picked on purpose. I do think that it's brilliant that they created a portable EEG as they already did. The difference between us is that they are very holistic forward. They focus on the app being meditative. I would like the map app and the dashboard to be a graph, something that shows both theta, beta, gamma, alpha waves, where anxiety is coming from, where post-stimuli is coming from. So that way users who read it don't need to be scientists. They don't need to have to understand all this. They don't have to go to doctorate school. They're just given this information. They don't have to go on WebMD, and then they're able to utilize it in their everyday actions. So they'd be like, oh, this is what makes me react like this. That's why I'm feeling this way. And then we can move forward with our lives rather than being stuck in post.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was fantastic. Thank you for opening us up like that. And we're going to go to the next presenter. Zoe, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. You have our attention.
Okay. Can you see it?
Yes, we can.
Hello, everyone. I would like to introduce to you the online media publication, The Empowered Investor. So within the past 2 years, we've seen a major surge of new investors. There are many reasons for this, some of which include Americans finally being able to save up some money during the pandemic, using the stock market crash as a good time to buy cheaper shares, meme stocks like GameStop and AMC going viral from Reddit, the infiltration of cryptocurrency in pop culture, the creation of the controversial NFT, and FOMO causing people to join the investing bandwagon. An article from the beginning of this year stated that 86% of new investors who started in 2021 plan to put even more of their money into investments during 2022. Now, despite how welcoming the investing world seems to be, there are some major issues that need to be addressed. The percentages displayed here show what percent of Americans are not currently investing. Taking that into consideration, there is an obvious disparity between groups, showing that the majority of investors are white. The investing world lacks diversity and has a lot of gatekeeping surrounding it. Getting started can be extremely difficult if you are not already financially literate. There is no doubt that there is a correlation between coming from an ethnically diverse background and being in poverty. Then you have to take into account the link between being in poverty and not having access to proper education. So this becomes a really toxic cycle. The Empowered Investors content is geared towards helping people understand investing in a way that is easy to digest by doing away with complicated investing jargon so that the average person feels comfortable getting involved. In our mission for inclusivity, we plan to hire a team of qualified writers who come from diverse backgrounds that can relate to the struggles of our target reader with the goal of helping others break free from generational poverty. So some examples of our target market be younger demographic, 18 to 35, lives in an urban city, makes an income of around $30,000 a year, may identify with Black, Indigenous, person of color, or LGBTQ plus communities, college students, both community and university, and interested in finance. So benefits, increasing interest towards finance from those marginalized groups who have been historically excluded from the conversation, providing information that could potentially lead to creating long-lasting wealth, a place for people to explore their finance passion, a one-stop shop for investing, education, entertainment, and news updates, and then creating jobs for people who love finance but probably couldn't get one due to discrimination. Here are some of our competitors. So monetization, will be running ads, and that'll be the main source of revenue, as well as patron donations. And then, sorry. Okay, well, that was the last slide.
Yeah, why don't you leave that slide up? Leave that slide up, and we'll jump into feedback and questions, and we'll talk about it. Camille, you want to jump in?
Yes, thank you. Great, clearly delivered presentation. Really nice job. I think, I get really excited about this problem. I, didn't really get into, definitely felt that just information barrier and language barrier. It's really a language barrier. And I guess one of my questions here is, why stop at content? Have you thought of competing with on the actual financial advising side of things with this once you have an audience that you've really built a lot of trust with?
Yeah, so I plan after City College to get a degree in finance and eventually become a stockbroker. So once I have those credentials, I would love to expand into that, which is why in my last slide, I was saying that I really need a co-founder and who could double as a mentor that has those qualifications that I currently don't have, because everything I've learned has been self-taught over the past 2 years. So yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, all to say that I see, this as the start of, a business that can have, many expansion opportunities, once it's built its loyal following. Thanks.
Thank you.
I'm supposed to jump. Sorry, Zoe. Hey, good job. I think the two things I had in mind that I wanted to provide you feedback on is number one, deep dive on what are the reasons why some of the population. I mean, you show it very explicitly that the Latin community and the Black American are not investing as much as Asians and white, and I think really deep dive on what is it. And I think one element is education, which you try to address, and I think another one is trust. I would say. And I think this is important to build trust with this community for them to invest their money. So I will zero down on that. And second feedback I wanted to give you is maybe explore other revenue opportunities. And one of them is being paid newsletter as an example. Using one of those paid membership. I think there could be also another way to generate additional revenue stream.
Thank you. That is a great idea. Thanks.
Yeah, that was great. You did a great presentation, and love how you tied the last slide into answering the question. And judges, thank you for your feedback. Let's go to our next presenters. I believe there's two presenters for this one. Paul and Pauline, is that correct?
Yes, it's correct. Hi.
Okay, we're ready.
Let me show
Ready.
you real quick. All right. Can you all see it well?
Yes, we can.
All right, perfect. So hi, everyone. This is Paul and this is Pauline.
Hi.
So we are both French students here in the US. We are both passionate about sports, so this is why we're going to present you the beach games. So what are the beach games and what are our objectives? So the beach games is going to be a multi-sport event with at least 10 different sports. We want to present those sports to people so they can be initiated to do sports. Sports in France are popular, different than from the US. So it's going to be really interesting to share the sports with people here in the US. So it's going to be, for example, beach rugby, beach soccer, beach tennis, beach volleyball, many different sports like that. We also want to create a brand village with many sport brands present into a village, so they will be able to present their product, present their brand. Is going to be like big brands like Nike, Adidas that everybody knows, but also sport local brands, which will be interesting. So the main problem is that there is no multi-sport event during the summer, and there's a lack of amateur competition during this time. So our goal will be to promote beach sport, and initiate people to all kinds of entertainment during a weekend of 4 days. So the solution is that more than an innovative concept, the beach games is the unique combination of an entire sporting and cultural sphere, each component of which is intimately linked of the world of the beach.
So more than just a simple event, we want to make the beach games an experience where you can feel and see that our main values are respectful of the environment, pluricultural, pleasure, ambitious, and solidarity. Moving on to the target market. So our customer are men and women from 16 to 45 years old with medium to high income. So because the event is going to take place around Los Angeles on one of like the beach around it. So they mostly are Americans from around Los Angeles, so about a circle of 3 hours. And they practice sports every week for fun or for health. About the revenue stream. So we want to, our primary revenue stream, are from the sales of the tickets. So, and as well as the sales of the merchandising that we're going to make online and on site, our sponsors and partners, and also from the sales of food and beverage. That's going, because we have to provide food for an event like that. So that's going to be our primary revenue streams. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
You did great presenting together. So that was really nice to see. Thank you for preparing that for all of us. Camille, followed by Loic. Why don't we chat with them and ask questions or give some feedback?
Great.
Sounds like a blast. I think one thing I'm very curious about is in kind of your positioning of the problem, right? And which also ties into how you're going to market and sell this. So you said you kind of pitched it initially as you love sports and there's no event here, right? But
Yeah.
that doesn't tell me as much about, well, why would I give you so much of my money and my whole weekend or 4 days of potentially, earning potential? And that's probably much deeper psychologically. Maybe I'm lonely. I've missed these events through COVID. There's none in my area in the time. So tell me a little more about how you really picture, if you were talking to a customer, that you would be, selling it to them.
So we really want to base it more than just like doing sport, practicing sport. We want it to be like an experience that you can share with your friends or family. So of course, I think everyone missed going out during the COVID and the different lockdowns, and we just want people to have fun for a whole weekend during the summer with everyone they want to.
Yeah, and also the fact that it's a multi-sport event is going to bring not only people from one sport that have the same values, but also people from all around like the sport industry, and it's going to be really interesting to like share all the main values for everybody. And also the fact that have a village is going to be I don't know, something unique that you want to experience in your sport life, and is going to have a great value for your social integrations and the awareness about sport brands and all these different things.
That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, my little bit of feedback would be around putting it into kind of a phrase. It's something I had a lot of trouble with at first because we do so many things and we help people so many ways. And then we realized, start eating more greens today. That was what converted everybody. And so I feel like you just have a really exciting journey of figuring out what that call to action will be for this business. I'll let Loic go ahead.
My question would be that your primary audience here will be the people participating into the games, correct?
Yeah.
And you expect this to have a halo effect to attract then viewers, but really the priority for you is the people participating. That's your primary audience.
So it's gonna be people participating to the events for sure, but it's also gonna be spectators coming to the event. That's why we want to organize a brand village, so they can just come and see what the brands have to offer, the new products, just like have a drink.
So my recommendation here is really to develop the value prop, a very specific value prop for each one of them, because the motivation might not be the same, and make it as compelling as possible for each target audience.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was great. Okay, let's go to our next presentation. Cynthia, we are ready for you.
Are you able to see the screen?
Not yet.
Nope.
As that loads, I just have to say, this is going very well, everybody. Everybody's doing amazing. What an enjoyable startup pitch competition you have put together, Vivian. Very, very, very good. Okay.
Is it visible now?
Yes, Cynthia, okay. Take it away.
Okay. Do you want serenity in your life? Who doesn't, right? I'd like to introduce you to a skincare brand that brings about just that. For as long as we can remember, skincare has been a topic that has been catered to just women and advertised for just women. However, not only women have a skin of their own, every human does. So what we'd like to do is break the division between skincare only being catered to women and practicing inclusivity. We want to practice inclusivity, and we're also simultaneously committing to sustainability as a brand. The problems are that skincare is, as I said, mostly advertised to be for women, creating a lack of accessibility for men and just about anyone. There's a lack of inclusivity in the sense that people don't feel welcome or the accessibility and ease of being able to have these products as attainable. In cosmetics and in skincare, often cosmetic packaging can create a huge amount of waste, which takes years to break down, ends up causing environmental damage to the ocean and to landfill. And again, animal cruelty is a large problem in the skincare system. So our solution for this is to bring people together by catering to individual needs. And we want to build a community to change people's perception of skincare, being that there's something for everyone, inclusive to everyone and their individual needs. We want to utilize sustainable packaging, making our internal packaging recyclable and our external packaging compostable. And we also want to stay free of animal testing and make all of our products cruelty free. Okay, so our product below is a prototype of what our cleanser would be. It is the Find Your Serenity cleanser. Above is an image of a website I created in which I share the brand story, humanizing the brand. I share and about us. I also created a tab with a blog to be able to reach our customers and tell them more about us. Environmentally wise, we plan to partner with the FSC, which creates products for brands out of 100% recyclable and compostable items. We also plan to partner with Englewood Labs, which incorporates ingredients into products that are 100% safe for the consumer.
Sorry, time is up.
Well, why don't we go to questions and get some feedback? Camille, you want to jump in?
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much for your presentation and ideas, Cynthia. I definitely know, especially on the inclusivity value proposition that you're talking about here, there is a huge untapped market. I share an investor with a company called Strix that is marketing makeup to men, and they just landed in Target. And I'm sure it is just the start of, a, whole new landscape for skincare and cosmetics. And yeah, I think, my main question is around, competition and how, I see you've built a beautiful brand on your website. How do you really kind of break through and make sure consumers, have a sense of your values, which it sounds like are your big differentiator?
I think now with so many resources we have online to finding reviews and testimonials and videos, I think it's very important to build customer relationships and implement your values into how you're going to exercise those values and how you represent that about your brand. So I would say definitely engaging online, having product demonstrations in store, providing professional services in store to be able to give your customers the real feel of what your brand is like. And in terms of how we would be different, a few competitors I would name would be Fenty Skin or Youth to the People. These brands, they advertise themselves as including all women and skincare for all. However, what they don't do is include men as part of their advertising or include them in their mission statement or what they want to do. How I can relate to them as well is they also practice sustainability and just keeping the environment safe. But I do definitely feel that we are tackling an opportunity that has arisen in the market.
So interesting. Thank you.
Cynthia, thank you so much for presenting. You should register Serenity Skincare after this call. It's a great name. And actually has a value prop in its own, so might be worth registering that. if I understand your pitch, you're trying to sell skincare to men,
Yes.
correct?
Mhm.
Is sustainability their number one reason to buy skincare?
No, it would be the act of inclusivity and making everyone feel welcome and as if they are a part of the brand.
Okay. Okay. I will. So my recommendation here is to really look at what clicks with the male audience, you know, and especially in the age category that you're looking at, to make sure you hit what's sticking for them.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, Myra, we are ready for you. And what a cool thing. We've had all these amazing women entrepreneurs presenting their ideas to us. So I'm
Hello.
enjoying it.
I said that to run my slide because I don't have a laptop.
Okay. Does the team have this slide?
Have to pull it up. Maybe we can go to the next while we're pulling up the slide for Myra.
That sounds good. Okay.
Sorry about that.
Okay, so we'll go to Sunrise Drink and we'll come back to Myra. Okay, fantastic. We're ready for your presentation. Oh, sorry, you're on mute. You're on mute. Why don't we restart the clock? And you looked very passionate, so I'm excited to hear this. I can't wait for the audio to follow the. So, okay, why don't we start over? You're still on mute right now, though. Okay, yeah, take your time.
Hold on 1 second. Sorry, technical difficulties here. Hold on 1 second. Oops. Here we go. All right. Rockstar, Monster, Sunrise. Yeah. It's a caffeine-free energy drink that provides a healthy alternative for people who lives an active and healthy lifestyle. Problem. What is the problem with energy drinks? Safety. Too much caffeine in the drinks for children who are still developing their body and their nervous system. Needs to be regulated over time. Price. There's not that many alternatives that are affordable for folks. Accessibility. I recall when I was going to grad school, not too many options. 6-hour energy drinks, 6-hour energy drinks, Monster, more Red Bull. No good. Solution. Research has shown if you add nutrition to the ingredients that promotes brain and nervous system, it's a winner. I was thinking healthy alternatives from tea flavors, Ariella, add a little bit acai and some ginseng. Perfect. Why now? Why should we care? As of today, 45.8 billion today, more money than I'll ever see. It's forecasted at 108 billion, 2030. There's such a huge demand for energy drinks, more than ever. Folks are trying to find that balance of lifestyle and a healthy diet. So why Sunrise? It needs no caffeine. We're going to add a little bit acai, a little bit more minerals and vitamins to help you boost that metabolism. And if it's regulated regularly, you could probably reduce weight as well. Target market, Gen Z, folks that love Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, Sprouts. Those are my favorite stores. Love traveling, love hiking, love trying different food. These are our competition as shown earlier. Red Bull, most expensive. You have your Bang, Rockstar, Monster, and a little bit more affordable Sunrise. Makes it a little bit more unique because it's healthier, no sugar. You're thinking, how are we going to generate revenue? We're going to try to partner with grocery stores, universities, restaurants, thinking about a subscription services, a 6 to 8 to 12 pack per week, putting it on our website, and putting the name onto different company labels, like obviously Target or at Walmart, other company name brands. And our team, very fortunate to work with a group of folks that have previous experience in beverage, in yerba mate, also at Starbucks, in produce as well too. Our ask, hopefully to get this going and put it on the shelf in mentorship programs. Thank you.
Very energizing presentation. Really enjoyed that. Visually and your energy and the whole thing. Thank you so much. Camille, would you like to jump in?
Yes, so agree. Great example of the brand starts with the founder. So loved that. Great energy and great intro. You know, I think that visceral reaction to the competitors is just so there and explains a ton. And I think, you know, I'm really interested to just know more on what you and your founding team have thought about along the lines of product expansion within retail once you do land that shelf space, because that's hard to come by. How do you capitalize on that relationship once you have it? And then also, if you're interested in D2C, you know, what's a form you could sell this in without having to ship liquid? Is there a powdered alternative here? So share a little more on just the product expansion that you've thought about so far with this, please.
The product expansion, great question. The fact that we just thought of the idea not too long ago, that was already a win for me. But in terms of expansion, if we can get it like even at local stores, starting with like mom and pop, that's already great. I think long term, like forecasting, like maybe the bigger stores, like even Costco, or maybe like even like bigger stores like Trader Joe's. I think we'll look into like with that space, maybe branch out to educational programs as well too, supporting the youth sports program. In terms of that, and then in terms of the liquid, yeah, that's something we thought about. We thought about maybe like even like a, how would you call it, like a, not like an instant noodle, but like an instant packet, like you mentioned. I've seen it with coffee and everything, so we haven't really put that much thought, but I think that would be a great idea. That's a great question.
Yeah, that could even be, you know, if it takes a while to get the retail partnerships, that could be a way to start getting the brand out there. I know the electrolytes, powdered electrolyte space is booming right now. Thanks. I'll let Loic take it over.
Great job. You had me at the first slide. Everybody can relate to the need of wanting an energy drink without drinking an energy drink. So great stuff. I think the challenge in this, it's a very crowded space, and you mentioned some of the sponsors, and they're like, I mean, Red Bull is an energy drink, but it's a marketing mastermind. I mean, they changed the game in so many pun intended, but they you know, they redefine what marketing is. I'd love to know what's your marketing, what would be your marketing thing, you know, to go against them.
I haven't thought too thoroughly with the marketing, but I think it would probably focus most on youth, recreational, sports, athletes, with folks with, again, try to promote that active lifestyle. Yeah, I haven't thought too much, but that's a great question. Yeah.
Think about it. And also, I know we're over time, but you know, one of the advantages you want to provide is, you know, affordable. Do you have to make yours affordable? You know, if you bring so much value, think about it. And especially if your strategy is to go with retailers, you know, retailers support great product with great margin. And so think about that as well. It could be more appealing to a Whole Food if you have if you offer them a high margin product.
Thank you. I wish I wrote that down quickly, but thank you. That was great.
We can follow up.
Being recorded, you can resource it again.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, build a lifestyle brand. That's how drink companies scale. Lifestyle brand. Myra, we are ready for you.
Alrighty. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Myra Kanchari, and I'm here to talk about Toyota's food truck. With an increase of popularity of food trucks and Peruvian food, I wanted to bring healthy options while bringing authentic flavor and unique plates. And the problem that I saw with the market of Peruvian food was that there was a lack of healthy options. I wanted to bring quinoa and maca, which are really good superfoods. And I see that a lot of Peruvian restaurants just have quinoa salad. They don't incorporate it in other popular plates. And also I feel like a lot of Peruvian restaurants and food trucks, they have Americanized their menu instead of bringing culturally the flavor that has been that is very popular in our country. And then the solution is incorporating healthy products in quinoa for small plates and maca root for smoothies. And our market demand is that there are around 700 Peruvians living in United States. Popularity of Peruvian food has increased since 2011. Peru has also won the best culinary destination in the world 8 times, meaning that a lot of people go to Peru just to eat. And a lot of the options in Peru are much healthier than the Peruvian food sold here. And also quinoa has increased in popularity since 2013. I've seen a lot of, not even Peruvian restaurants, just like vegan and healthy restaurants that give you quinoa, but they give it to you in salads instead of small plates that are tasty. And then maca root has a lot of benefits with energy, increasing fertility, improving mood, reducing blood pressure, reducing menopause, and improving learning and memorization. I grew up eating a lot of quinoa and drinking a lot of maca, and quinoa is also, you can also incorporate it into drinks too. And then our target market is commuters, tourists, Peruvian Americans, workers during their lunch break, foodies, healthy workers, and gym goers. These are my financials. This is just an average. It's not perfect. And then how would Toyota's food truck make money? Well, basically on unit sales for small plates and smoothies, catering services, advertisement on the food truck, and merchandise sales later on. Our competitors are Limon, which is very popular, but I feel like it's very Americanized. Lomo Libre, which is actually a fusion. I think it's Peruvian Mexican. Sanguchon, which is basically based on Peruvian breakfasts, and El Calamar, which Peru has a really good selection of seafood, which is also really yummy. And why now? Even though Peruvian food trucks and restaurants lack healthy options in their menu.
Yeah, well, why don't we get interactive with you? And why don't you leave that slide up and we can see it. I really felt your presentation, felt really from the heart, authentic. Thank you for bringing that to us. Camille, would you like to jump in?
Yes, thank you for the presentation. I am hungry. I can't wait to try Peruvian food. So yeah, this isn't a business I know much about in terms of the sales cycle. Love getting people eating more superfoods business. That's my business, so nice. Yeah, I'm very curious just about and something that I would be concerned about is the predictability of your sales and kind of managing cash flow week to week, year to year. Do you expect that you would get regular customers, like a corporate cafeteria type of contract, to show up every day? How would you think about, making sure that this is a stable revenue generating business?
I basically want to promote it. I I've been a promoter before from parties, so I know a lot of Peruvians. So I wanted to promote it social media, basically word of mouth, and
So tapping into that kind of event promoting skill set. So it would be at different events all throughout the year.
yeah, and I will basically try to park by the financial district around basically busy hours. I remember I had my best friend who worked at the financial district, and he would be like, oh my God, this Peruvian food truck right here is booming. Everybody's coming to this Peruvian food truck. And I was like, wow. And they were like, he only works 2 to 3 hours and he has a huge line. And I was like, whoa. And that was basically 5 years ago. So this business has been increasing, I think, because Peruvian food has been very popular lately. And I just wanted to incorporate like quinoa into the popular plates too, because quinoa is really healthy and it provides a crunch to the food too with a different texture that you can make a lot of delicious plates with it.
Awesome. Thanks for answering my question.
Thank you for the presentation. Like many of us here, I'm hungry as well. Love quinoa, love Peruvian food. It's an incredible heritage to the world. And it's great to talk about it. It hurts that you said that lemon is very Americanized, but that means I would even look even more forward to your own food truck so I can go and taste by myself. I would say one of the things you talk about the audience, I think, you talk about the 700,000 Peruvians or Peruvians descendant in the US, but wondering if there's opportunity maybe to position the food truck not just for Peruvian audience, but for the healthy quinoa has the association to healthy food. Quinoa has done a great job, or people have done a great job about it. So I think there might be a play here to really double down and to really think, do you need investors? Is it something that you maybe can jumpstart with a small business loan? So, or maybe someone to loan, or just a loan, so you get going and with the sales quickly reimburse and be independent as well. We'll think about that.
Yeah, I will definitely need investors and probably a really good team to make this possible.
Okay.
Well, we celebrate the idea, and
Thank you.
I'm glad to be part of the journey with you. Okay, I believe Philip is next. Philip? I don't hear you, my friend.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I think you said Philip or Felipe, because it's Felipe. Or if there's Philip, maybe it's not me.
Of the Felipe.
Felipe, okay, thank you. All right, so let me share my screen. Okay.
All right, we're ready.
Good afternoon, guys. As I said, my name is Felipe Castañeda, and I have the privilege of taking the class Entrepreneurship with Professor Vivian at CCSF. I'm currently the CEO of FNL Finances. And one of the reasons that I like to take care of people or help people is that I experienced myself as Hispanic with barriers of language or problems with language. I know Spanish, and the English is my second language. So my purpose in basing on the issues that I face is that I want to handing down knowledge and security, freedom and trust by guiding one client at a time to their correct path of financial obligations. Now, let's see. Hardworking Americans are faced with the following obstacles. They don't have enough time. There's too many social media platforms. Lack of knowledge in the financial services world. Individuals who are looking for guidance fall in the cracks. Individuals are referred out to other professionals and get lost in the way. There's a language barrier. Here in FNL Finances, we take the stress off the individual who is seeking guidance with all their financial needs. You're not alone. you have a big team of professionals giving you the correct financial plan. One database for each client with all their information, date of birth, profession, workplace, spouse, children information. A database with all the bilingual financial agents will have access to. The list goes on. Making a full circle of services with one client. There's a market opportunity. The population of the United States is still projected to continue growing, as you guys know. And this is based on the US Census. According to US Census, people are living longer. They're having a big longevity, and there's a lot of need for that too. We are the solution for people to have a peace of mind and sleep better, knowing all their financial obligations are in order. Revenue will be based on the different services provided to the clients. Thank you.
Great timing. Thank you so much for your presentation.
You're welcome.
Wonderful. Very professional. All right, Camille, you want to jump in? And
Yes, thank you. Very professional, and love that it's a personal problem into a solution for others to pay it forward. I think one of my main questions with very high touch business models is around your plans for scaling it. And, if you do want to, whether you would plan to grow it beyond you as a sole financial advisor, would you want to expand your impact with, a larger team of advisors? And how would you picture kind of maintaining your ethos of that very high touch experience for your clients, that one-to-one experience?
What I mentioned in my presentation, we want to have a one-stop shop, meaning that even I have experience with other people, and I experienced that myself. That they have a problem just filling up an application, a simple application, even to get the services that they need, especially to apply even for services of utilities. And I understand that I'm going for financial services and to help them with their needs for filing taxes and finding out, for example, when they want to buy a purchase at home, they have issues and don't understand about tax credit, the credit and their profiles with their FICO and stuff like that. So it's basically helping them in those barriers that a lot of people have in those terms. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely gives me a better sense of the service and product. Thank you. Yeah, I think my question is really around, would you be hiring people to expand those services? Is that something you're already thinking about, expanding your own team? Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. That's the purpose of expanding. Yes, expanding and having more professionals in the team as well.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you, Felipe, for presenting. Do you think we're entering an interesting time? Stock market has been crashing for the last couple of weeks now. Do you think this is a type of business to open now or when the market is growing?
I think it's any time is good, especially right now that we're coming out of COVID, that everything was shut down and people wanted to meet with someone. It was hard for them to, just go to the frequent asked questions, and then it's hard to meet with someone.
Maybe that's an opportunity then.
It is.
Great.
Thank you.
There at the end. Wonderful. Okay, now we're going to move to Philip with Space Vita. Philip, we're ready for you.
Hi, can you hear me?
We can hear you and see you. Let's get that presentation on the screen and we got the whole package.
I don't think it's correct. Is anything in the way?
That looks great.
Okay. Well, I'm Philip De Hoyos. I'm the founder of Space Vita. It's basically like a selling space designed for LGBTQI and minority entrepreneurs. One of the issues over the past couple years have been, things of equality, like Black Lives Matter, separation from families, immigration, just small businesses in general, with there being a clutter of brands and stuff like that. Our objective, let's see, something's in the way of my screen. Okay.
That's what you did.
What was that? But basically our objective is, we're creating a socially conscious selling platform that's designed for these groups, the LGBTQI and the minority entrepreneurs, to, gain visibility over all these brands and allowing them to, be easier access and to support each other and kind of just grow a better selling community, as well as, because these brands during Pride, they say they support our communities, and the next day, they just go back to their regular, selling ways, and we just all want visibility, and supporters are having hard times finding these brands and supporting these communities with all this clutter of businesses who are saying they're allies, rather than actually supporting the people who really are about the business and are having a hard time struggling, fending for themselves and their communities. So our selling platform, our main focus is obviously building a community and supporting each other. It's a user-friendly service, and we provide tools for these entrepreneurs, such as marketing. And our strategy is to obviously do community outreach, partner with small businesses through social media, community outreach, influencers. We have a target market of the community, the LGBTQI community that has 3.7 trillion, minorities 3.9 trillion, and this is for the United States. So it's a big market that's not fully tapped into. And our competitors are things like Etsy, Shopify, but it's hard to find who you're buying from, especially when you want to support these communities. So we want to do that by supporting them, and we have our revenue is selling fees, subscription, listing fees, transaction fees. But yeah, basically we're just looking for people to be a part of fighting for equality in business.
Thank you for your presentation and the passion you brought with it and the cool design. Really like
very nervous.
You did great. You did great. Camille, take it away.
Yeah, really nice job. Yeah, I think two strains of thought kind of went through my head as you were presenting. One being around, what your niche might be for really starting to gain traction. And that, for example, with the Amazon marketplace, it was books, and then it became, so many other things. And this could be, the, better Amazon within this audience, right? And so what for your audience might that, place to start with types of products be? And then my other thought is if it's really around supporting the, entrepreneurs as well, even having an offshoot that's kind of like the Shopify for the LGBT and minority entrepreneur community, where there's that added, support and mission behind your entire storefront. So I'll leave it at that. Thanks again, Philip.
The basis of the whole selling platform is to kind of be the Etsy or the Shopify for these communities, and it's also for like the supporters who want to support these communities but are having a hard time finding, where to search for these products. Like I myself, like,
Right.
to like things for Pride or finding an outfit for these events, it's like I have to like really deep dive into like, the web to find something that's going to be for me versus like trying to go to like, I don't know, Bloomingdale's or Macy's and trying to find a product. It's like I want a niche product.
So it's for the first product set is for products for Pride events and like yeah. Got it. That makes so much sense and answers my question. Thank you.
It's just for these people who want to support like these groups and stuff like that, who want to buy local or, they say buy Black or like minority or just any,
Got it. Love it. Thank you.
Philip, thanks for presenting. You call out in your presentation the brands that become supporters for the month of June and then they disappear. And this has become even a meme on Twitter and many other platforms. So clearly you are calling out a pain point there, and there's something to play on. And I think you should really, this could be a differentiator. You support the community 24/7, 365 days a year and not just 1 month of the year. I would love to give you an advice or challenge you in a good way that, interesting enough, not individuals like us are looking sometimes for how can we support those communities, but businesses as well. And so if you can also offer some type of B2B service, I think you could really jumpstart this business. Twitter is well advanced in terms of supporting minority businesses, but a lot of other companies are really start thinking about it. And as you said, they don't know where to start. And I think you could provide them with an easy solution. So look also at the business, the B2B side of the opportunity here.
Great advice and feedback. Thank you so much for the presentation, and thank you, judges, for your feedback. All right, Anastasia, you're next.
All right, let me share my screen.
Okay, looking forward to your presentation.
Thank you. All right, hello, my name is Anastasia and I'm representing my startup Pacification. Pacification is a sustainable clothing brand that uses only fine 100% natural fabrics. We believe that every woman deserves the pleasure of wearing the fine premium clothing and enjoy every touch of cashmere and silk on their skin. Our mission is to give women a sense of well-being, prosperity, and confidence with elegant, unique, and timeless pieces for an affordable price. As we all know, the fashion industry makes one of the biggest impact on the planet, plus fashion is the killer for the environment. Moreover, most of the clothes we see in the stores are synthetics, so basically they are plastic. They're uncomfortable to wear, they make you feel hot and itchy, they are low quality and they will last for a season or two, and then they will be sent to a landfill. And high quality clothes made of fine cashmere, wool, silk, or linen, they're super expensive. And also there are a few timeless designs on the market. So our solution is to create an online store and sell only natural clothes. We offer elegant, feminine, classic designs that never go out of style. You don't have to buy a new sweater every season, and you can stay comfortable, stylish, and confident wearing your favorite piece over and over again. The market size of the online women's clothing sales industry is $39.8 billion in 2022, and it is expected to grow 5.5% in 2022. Also, this market increased faster than the online retail sector overall, and animal-based fiber segment is expected to be the fastest growing segment in the global apparel market. Pacification's customers are women of age between 25 and 55 years old, so mostly it's millennials and Generation X. They're all active. They working or studying, and they spend a lot of time outside the house. And it is about 64 million of such women in the US. So to reach the customer, to reach the customer, Pacification will build an online fashion community on Instagram, buy ads from influencers and other social media ads. And to keep the customer, we will create a reward system where you can earn points, and will provide a supportive customer service as well as free and easy returns and exchanges. Our main competitors are Nedam and Queen. So Nedam has high prices and Queens has poor customer service and unreliable customer service. So, sorry. And also they have long delivery times because they ship straight from India. Pacification will have affordable prices due to the fact that there is no offline boutique and also supportive customer service. Our main revenue streams are unit sales and commissions for advertising on the website. Well-being starts with self-love, and love is in little things. Life is too short to wear synthetics. Thank you. And my simple ask is mentorship.
Well, thank you for your presentation. That's certainly a reasonable thing to be asking for. Camille, you want to jump in and give some feedback or ask a question?
Yeah, thank you. I think this definitely is a really big problem, and a lot of the sustainability kind of content that I listen to talks a lot about fast fashion, so I'm very interested. I think I'm curious to hear more about what kind of mentorship you're looking for and what your background and skill set is and the gaps that you're missing. Is it the design? Is it the operations, the supply chain, the marketing? Yeah, I would love to learn a little more about the kind of team that you're looking to build around this.
Yeah, I think at the moment the most important issue for me is supply chain. So because I wish to make it affordable, I believe that my suppliers should be, of course, offshore. So because of that, of course, I'm considering either China or India or maybe Bangladesh or Pakistan. So I think I would need help with that to choosing and reaching out to the foreign international companies. So that's where I don't feel confident yet. So yeah, and maybe marketing as well, because I believe that marketing is one of the most important parts as well.
Got it. Thank you. I will think on some potential connections there.
Thank you very much. That would be great.
Thank you for your presentation. I'm actually don't know what to say. Happy to provide mentorship if I can, especially on the marketing side. Clearly see that you're looking at paid advertisement on social platform and working with influencers to get you out there. There's a lot of brands that launch like this. And the main reason to do that is because it's actually a very cost-effective way to test the potential. And I will share a dirty secret. A lot of brands launch even though they don't have products yet, but that's how they can decide. This is how they weight the demand, and the interest of the marketplace. So at the minimum, you can send them to give me your email address, and we'll let you know when we launch the product. But that is not just think about. Basically, the takeaway here is don't think about using this just when to launch your product, but also to see the appetite for the product. That would be one of the recommendations I will have. But otherwise, I don't know how to do a supply chain for this, so I won't be able to be of any help.
Got it.
or I have zero design, fashion abilities.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your presentation and great feedback. This sure is enjoyable. Glad I'm here, everybody. All right, Scott, you're up.
Hi, everyone. Let me share that should do it. Okay. My name is Scott Horwitz, and I'm pitching my company. It's an entrepreneurial services firm, Bridging the Gap Coaching and Consulting. According to Inc.com, 1/3 of small businesses fail in their first 2 years. Why is that? And also according to Inc., 42% of these businesses, starting out entrepreneurs didn't do enough analysis or have honestly enough feedback from their friends to find out that there wasn't a market for their product. And another 23% of businesses fail because they say they don't have the right team in place when they need them. Sorry, I'm not quite up on my own thing. Cabbage, which is an American Express bank for small businesses, found in a study that a total of 39% of businesses start out without or with a mentor or a paid advisor, leaving 61% of businesses that begin with no guidance. And 90%, almost 90% of those businesses say that they wish if they could go back and do it again, that they would have an advisor start with them. So the mission of my company is bridging the gap to be a lifeline for budding entrepreneurs, helping them reach their goals of success and avoiding some of the unnecessary pitfalls. And, the values exercise that I did of just, the idea of keeping real life relationships in mind, not just making it something that's over Zoom. Valuing making things happen when they need to, and understanding, not putting the cart before the horse. Passionate people with big ideas, honest communication, and inclusion and diversity are all very important. And you say to me that the Small Business Administration offers free mentorship, and there's free mentorship all over the place. Well, this is the landing page for the Small Business Administration. And I don't know about you, but I find it pretty difficult to look at. And a lot of entrepreneurs are just nervous to get started. They really don't know how to get going. And Bridging the Gap offers packages in coaching, concept evaluation, business entity development, finding your team, assessing your target market, and planning for the next stage of development. But one of the things about making that first move is having someone you can rely on, that is going to be there for you. As far as the revenue model goes, pricing and packages are available for all sorts of different stuff. But wait, who am I? Why do I think I'm entitled to do this? My background is in sales and marketing. I started selling at Eddie Bauer before I left for college. I worked for a whole bunch of time in the film industry in the 90s, top to bottom, working for producers and directors, and getting a lot of experience on set. Sold houses, real estate. I started a company called Mallow Cream for making. Time is up. And started another company selling liquid brine concentrate that was a B2C company. Thank you for your time.
Thanks for the presentation. Made me laugh and smile, so I appreciate that. And I look forward to hearing what, Camille, you have to ask about or share.
Thanks for the presentation, Scott, and the hilarious ending there. Love it. I guess one of my questions is, have you kind of had this kind of an advising relationship before that you're now looking to build a larger business off of? And then, if yes, I'm curious about how you kind of broke through the, tough cycle that an early entrepreneur faces of, okay, I'm starting, I have no money, but I know I need this help. Like, how can I get the help and get Scott his money still,
Well, after leaving the film industry, I was approached by a family friend. He had a business selling raw material ingredients, and they had done no finished products. Somebody on his team had come up with a way to make a marshmallow cream that was specifically for making Rice Krispie treats. And I was basically brought in to start this new product at this existing company. with this, all the resources of the CEO at my, fingertips, and it was a great experience. And except they had no idea what they were doing in their marketplace because they hadn't done the research to really figure out their target. So it was a trial by fire kind of existence for a long time. And in that, I ended up starting another company that the first one, the marshmallow one, was a B2B for food service sales. And that one was great because I didn't have to fundraise for it. It was already at this other company. I started another company that was B2C that we distributed through Whole Foods that was for smoking, roasting, and grilling meats. And, that was an entirely different learning experience. And I got to do the manufacturing side on both, the full marketing side on both, and really got to get my hands dirty in terms of patents and trademarks and developing the marketing plan and trade shows and exhibits and all of that sort of stuff. And I'd like to be able to work, face to face with entrepreneurs. The passion, the energy that people bring for their own products it's a blast. And it would be great to help people, figure out their market before they get there.
Thank you.
Scott, I have two questions. Do you think people who fail in the early years of the business is because they didn't hire you?
Do I think people will fail whether they hire me or not?
Okay. But do they have a likelihood to less fail if they hire you?
They have a higher likelihood of less failure, yes, if they hire me.
That's great. Well, think about it, because I think one of the criteria is people who fail, they didn't, I think it's tied to what I said earlier, people don't necessarily look for advice early on, especially when they start business. They don't know they need advice. They figure they can do it and prove themselves. And I think if there's a way to realize quickly that they need help that you can offer. So think about how you can reach out to those people, before they fail, before it's too late, But yeah, I really like this. I really like it. I think there's a lot of help needed when you start a company. So that entrepreneurs don't necessarily realize.
Yeah, there's so many hats that you don't even know you're going to end up wearing. That at the very beginning, having someone that is dedicated to being able to answer your phone call when you get a question on how to fill out this form for your state certification, it's having that resource is something that will not, I think there's a lot of need for that.
I think the SBA site is a great example to tackle that. One, you don't know people. There's basically three type of people. There's one, they don't know that exists. Two, they know and it's daunting. And three, very small, they go through it. So if you can make something much simpler and offer it as a package, you're into something.
Thank you.
Well, that was great. Thank you so much. Gives all the rest of the entrepreneurs in the class things to think about. So let's go to Selena with Selene Beanie.
Hello.
Hello, welcome. And we're looking forward to hearing what you're going to present to us.
Thank you. Let me just pull this up real quick. Can you guys see my screen? Yeah.
Yes, we can.
All right. Let me just pull it up on presenter view. Oh, wait, hold on. I realize I have to also share sound for my presentation. Not upgrade that. Okay. Oh, sorry, guys. Okay. Hi, my name is Selena. I'm a local Bay Area DJ. I go by Selene Beanie, and I'm here to present to you a series of unique 21+ day parties for the socialites who have work the next day. So let's go to take a field trip. This is the name of the day party. It's a little visualizer of what you can expect, kind of the feel of the party. Field Trip is an outdoor 21+ weekend day party featuring old school contemporary R&B, hip hop, funk, jazz, and soul fused with house and electronic beats. We got good drinks, good food, good music, and it's a great chance to re-energize with just enough time to wind down before starting your work week. Once again, Field Trip. So the problem is I talk to a lot of my peers. I'm in the scene a lot. I go to a lot of events, and it seems like people just don't want to be out late. They want to have time to wind down, get ready for the work day. They don't like indoor settings because it tends to be stuffy. And coming out of this pandemic, there's a lot of COVID safety concerns. They're tired of hearing DJs play the same club music, top 40 music, and people are just easily bored in this saturated environment. That is nightlife. So my solution is a day party, a 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. weekend outdoor party. We'll stream it on Twitch so people who are at home can participate. We'll have rotating DJs and local vendors. I am inspired by some local parties like this one called R&B and Ribs. So that's a bit taste of the energy that you can expect at a party like this. Our target market is local urban millennials like me who are interested in art, music, culture, and streetwear. A study by the Harris Group found that 72% of millennials prefer to spend more money on experiences than material items. So this would cater to that. Some benefits: it's a good networking opportunity for artists, venues, vendors. We can all collaborate on an event and earn revenue collectively. And for the customers, it's an all-in-one experience, and you can also engage online, which is really fun. It's also early enough so you can still come home and reset if you decide to drink that day. Some revenues: ticket sales, percentage of the bar sales, Twitch subscriptions, percentage of vendor sales, party merchandise, and donations. It all is going to support local artists, vendors, and partners. And yeah, thank you.
I want to go to that party every time.
Thank you.
That was rad. Great video, cool presentation. I think you sparked everybody's imagination about our own vision of what this might look like. Camille, would you like to ask questions or give some feedback?
Thanks for the presentation, Selena. I think this was just such a great example of, when you're pitching, being able to demonstrate the product really well. So really nice job on that. Yeah, I think it's a really, one of those things where it's like a problem I didn't know I had, but I see everyone like nodding and being, so I think it's a really great, and it's a great market insight.
Thank you.
Yeah, so
I felt it myself, so I was like, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I guess I'm interested in how you think about, as you get into building, day parties or field trip, how you think about the team that you're going to need and kind of the risk mitigation on, a building up to a major event. You have the DJ part down, it sounds like. What are you thinking about in terms of the team you're going to need to execute?
Yeah, I think that the biggest focus will be on marketing, digital marketing, social media marketing, and learning how to build a cult following for that type of party. Really what I'm looking is to build a cult following for this type of very niche party. I think I'm looking at something very niche. Another focus is on venue relationships and vendor relationships. So this kind of systemic thinking of how are we going to operate something like this safely, and while adhering to protocol. So kind of somebody or a team that would focus on the system part of it, the logistical side of having an event like that. Yeah. On top of the finances as well. So yeah.
I have a question and I have a request. Are you thinking about expanding to multiple locations?
Yes.
To scale it?
That is something that I had been thinking about a lot lately, is whether if this could be like a moving party, not something
A moving party.
Yeah, something that moves around, can tour to different locations outside of even just California. Yeah.
Have you thought about maybe creating a franchise where it lives in multiple places at the same time?
Yes, yeah, I have thought about that. I feel like part of kind of the kind of uniqueness is that it is one moving party that happened, like kind of like a tour.
Yeah.
And over time, when it kind of builds that following, it would be more of a franchise down the line.
Right. Sorry, have you looked at competition, other franchise or?
Yes. I think that I haven't seen this particularly so
Yeah.
much, but I've seen stagnant parties, not moving parties.
Yeah, like maybe a boiler room. Anyway, the request is don't limit it to the millennials. I'm at an age now where they cannot go to see DJs at night, but at day I'm all in. So.
Yay, good to know. Thank you.
Thank you.
I know. I'm like, take me in the afternoon to the block and let's jump and dance and sing songs to the DJ. That looks fantastic. Thank you for your presentation. Fun, inspiring. Jay, we're ready for you. All right. Michael, as you know, you'll be after Jay, and everybody, we're about to wrap up the presentations. Then the judges will chat for a moment about the three winners, and we'll wrap things shortly. So far, it's been amazing. Jay, congratulations. You're like, everybody is just built this moment for you to do.
Oh my.
We're ready.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Jay Santos, and I'm the founder of Quilt Clips, a chain of Filipino-themed barbershops that has a mobile component, our barbershop on wheels called Bus Cuts. Kuya means older brother in my language, Tagalog. We are driven by our belief that men need me time too. So why launch this now? The better question is, why not? Jollibee is a great example of why not. This Filipino fast food brand owes its presence in America to its loyal Filipino-American customers. But how about grooming needs? Well, there's lots to choose from, but that's actually the problem. Generic chains provide low-value services, and most barbershops have limited services. A few shops are Filipino-owned, but they are frequently outdated. So how do we solve this? Meet Quilt Clips and Bus Cuts, our modern yet nostalgic barbershops for homesick Filipinos. Just like in the Philippines, our barbershops offer a wide range of services without the customer ever leaving his chair. Aside from haircuts, our Tagalog-speaking staff can do massages, facials, foot spas, and a Filipino favorite, ear cleaning. We also have Bus Cuts, our barbershop on wheels. And lastly, our customers can easily book an appointment through our app. Quilt Clips has a big opportunity here in the US. There are nearly 2 million Filipinos in California. Daly City, where we plan to open our first store, has the highest concentration of Filipinos of any US city, 35%. Our customers are male Filipinos. Bus Cuts is how we'll extend beyond that niche market. We plan to join food truck events, which has a young fan base. Our revenues come from service fees and hair care products. We also offer subscriptions like our monthly Me Time package and bachelor party package. Here are our competitors: chain salons like Supercuts, high-end salons like the Hair Collective, and a few Filipino-operated barbershops here in the city like Abner's. However, none of them offer our multi-service chair-based concept, and none of them have our on-demand barbershop on wheels component. My team is composed of myself, Apollo, an engineer from MIT, Tess, who runs hospitality businesses, and Ricky, our head barber and stylist from the famous Fanny Serrano Beauty Academy in Manila. We're launching the first Quiz Clips in Serramonte Mall. We're limiting our menu of services to 6 items until we hire more staff. With this pitch, we're hoping to get endorsements and to expand our network with other industry professionals. We're collaborating with famous Filipino celebrities to help spread the word on social media. Check out this short digital ad we've created for them. So if you agree that men need me time too, like and follow our Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest pages. Get to know more about Quiz Clips at our website, quizclips@weebly.com. Thank you and salamat po.
That is a great business idea. And I like the little animation at the end to cast that vision of those cities that we're all familiar with, that you've done the research on, your target market, that those folks are there. So I like this. Very, very cool. Camille, you want to jump in?
Yes, really nice job, Jay. So put together. Is it already a thing? It feels like it is. So very well.
No, it's not a thing
Yeah.
yet. I'm hoping it is soon.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I mean, it seems like the product, service, and team is so beautifully thought out. I am really interested to know if you've been thinking much about the potential like real estate business in this, or how you might approach the space needs. I know you have the mobile one. Was it that was a mobile one and stationary ones in different areas, or just the mobile ones?
Well, it has 2 components. So basically, there's like a barbershop on wheels. So there's going to be that and the brick and mortar shop, which we're planning to open first before we get the mobile barbershop going. In terms of real estate, we've been studying some locations, and Daly City is our primary target. So there's Serra Center and Serramonte Mall. We really want to open in like high traffic areas like a mall, where there's a lot of a big concentration of Filipinos, which is our primary target market. So Serramonte, Serra Center, those are our target locations. And then for the mobile barbershop, we're going to open that probably a few months after we get our feet wet first with the brick and mortar shop. But it's our way of like extending beyond our niche market, because we have a very, admittedly very small market, because it's just Filipinos that we want to target with the kind of location, with the locations that we want for the barbershops is very small. So if with the mobile barbershop, we can like send them to like events. So we're planning, one of our first plans is like attend Off the Grid, which is like a food truck festival, but who says it just has to be food, right? It can be services like barbershops. Yeah.
That's awesome. We were at Off the Grid with Hamama. It's a great way to serve customers and make connections.
It's a fun event.
Thank you.
Hey Jay, salamat po too, I would say. First, as a marketer, I want to give you a nod to your tagline here. I don't know what just looking at this, I know that I'm going to have a good time, I think what's interesting about the barbershop is, especially coming from a foreign country, probably by now everybody knows, but I come from France, and actually it took me some time to understand how the barbershop is such a social experience in the United States. It's very important. It's literally, basically, it's what the bakery is in France. That's what the barbershop is in the US. That's where you meet your community. And I think that's a great play. It's a fantastic play. Of course, your geo-targeting is on spot, if you want to go after Filipino. But, this is a great idea. And I think the stationery is the real estate part. I would say it's clearly a place where you need to go, because people will need to know it's there when they need a haircut or have a good time. But the ability also to bring it to events is also a really good idea. So I vibe for this. So good stuff.
Thank you, Loic. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Jay, you deserve the positive response that we gave, firing on all cylinders on that presentation. Michael, we are ready for you, my friend. You might be our last presentation, and so take us home. We're ready.
I am currently looking for my pitch. It's not coming up under the share screen.
While you look for that, our dean will be speaking next as three judges take a moment away to talk about the winners. And
I can't find it here.
Okay, do we have a backup? Someone on our team so we can pull it up for you?
Yes, I am putting it up for Michael. Just give me
Wonderful.
2 seconds here.
All right.
It came up when we practiced.
I know, yeah. And
It's not coming up. Let's see if I can do it this way.
Yeah, while we do that, I just want to reinforce what a wonderful event this has been. I hope that each of you that have presented today acknowledge like what a cool thing to be a part of. And here we go. We see your screen. You're going to click on the Google Slides tab.
Yeah.
I can't get to it now. The Zoom thing is over it.
And I couldn't download it because
There we go.
There you go. Okay. Thor Realty. We are ready. Michael, go ahead.
Good day. My name is Michael Thor, and I'm the face of Thor Reality Realty. I come from a family of hardworking, driven individuals. San Francisco has been my home for 33 years. In that time, I've worked with many people doing creative endeavors while establishing a network of creative professionals in my life. A typical day for me is not to miss a thing. My attitude is to get started early and stay in the 5 a.m. club, to set my body and mind in motion with a focus of gratitude and grace for my community, which I strive to honor and drives me all day, every day. Housing is needed, and I do creative work in the real estate industry, and we have innovated the idea of sharing in our profits to house the current unhoused residents of San Francisco. Like my father, who built his own business in real estate many decades ago, I learned long hours and excellent negotiating brings clients back, and most important, his clients referring him to their family, colleagues, and friends. I intend to innovate as I pivot with my knowledge creatively in the real estate industry, and hope to develop housing with a new vision for the modern market in San Francisco very soon. Finding the sanctuary that one desires as a residence is where our revenue builds at Thor Reality Realty, either from fees, services, commission sales, or subscription, home, land, and building sales, relocation services in and out of the municipality, 24/7 property management services, photography, drone imaging, and formatting for the flat fee, 24/7 notary services, website click fees, and brokerage services. Whether it's a client selling or buying for the first time, or they're leasing a property, or they're a seasoned investor, our team of professional experts work 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, marketing and networking in and out of the real estate industry while using broker analytics to magnify the current market while effectively ascertaining clients through social media and the network processes. Doing what I love is important to me, and getting it right for the client, no matter who they are or what status they envelop, while supporting the community with open arms, is our goal at Thor Reality Realty. Nice to meet you all here today. I feel blessed to share this forum with the amazing peers and our amazing winning professor, Vivian Faustino-Pullman, and thank you all of them for the incredible educational experience together. And for you being here today, who is ready to help solve the unhoused problem in San Francisco and leave a legacy for the future?
Wonderful presentation, Michael. maybe leave that image up on the screen. What a fantastic image for us to wrap up our event with. Camille, looking forward to hearing your feedback and question.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your presentation. And just going to say, you might find an additional revenue stream in voiceover acting or podcast hosting. Amazing job just on clear communication. So thank you. Very impressive. I think my main feedback that is also a question is kind of on, okay, your skill set, we got a great idea of the problem that you want to address in, kind of the community work and working and helping the unhoused. So I think the kind of point A to point B could have more color filled in for, how your services address the problem that you stated at the beginning.
Yes, that's definitely a good question. And thank you. Just that we already have this problem on the street. And when you ask people in our city, what is a problem that needs to be solved? It's the people that are living on our streets. And in essence, if somebody comes to live here, they don't want them on the streets either, because they are purchasing property and that downgrades the property. So it focuses more on, making a safe community and expressing that in advance for the home buyer too, as well.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Michael, what would you say be your main difference or how you complement what public services offer in the city of San Francisco?
My situation is I work with nonprofits mostly in the past, but my real goal is to set a trust to build a building and actually use my vision to create that building. And that's probably a 5-year goal, but in 2 years, I'd like to be in that situation because we really need it outside of the public model. I don't feel like the public model has worked even in the 50s when you research it. So it takes away from the lifestyle of the human beings that are around that process.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I would add that that also helps answer my question. I think, even having plans for that particular project and speaking about the business in terms of the steps that it takes this development project, and then beyond that, the next one would really help make it more tangible. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, that was great. Each and every presentation. We're going to hand it over to our dean, and the two panelists and myself are going to jump into a breakout room and talk about who we're going to announce as the winners. And we'll be back again in just a moment.
Well, before you go, Ian, I just want to say thank you for moderating this pitch competition. Ian's been awesome. He's done it many, many, many times. So thank you for, spending time with us today. And of course, the two judges, Camille and Loic, I really appreciate you being here, providing your insight and just great suggestions and feedback. So thank you so much. I know you guys got to go deliberate. So I will now be your filler.
You're more than a filler. I mean, you have everyone's attention. They're all ready to hear your wisdom. Thanks for saying those kind things. We'll be back in just a moment.
So students, again, I just want to take a few minutes while the judges deliberate. I serve as the Dean of the School of Business, Fashion, Culinary, Horticulture, and Child Development. And again, I just want to acknowledge Vivian for being such an awesome founder. The CEI is Vivian's baby. Vivian founded the Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation. So again, we are where we are because of Vivian, and I think that needs to be acknowledged, time and time again. Certainly students, you are in great hands. You're learning a lot from not only Vivian, but a lot of amazing folks. And hopefully this educational journey is just the beginning. I always want to acknowledge how hard it is to be an aspiring entrepreneur. And in my, remarks, I always try to share quotes. So today, in the next few minutes, I will share with you two of my favorite quotes, and I'll just share a few more, hopefully inspirational remarks. But again, to the 13 students who pitched today, thank you. I am very inspired. Where's Jay? I can't see Jay on the screen, but Jay, I've been cutting my hair for 26 years now. I wouldn't mind going to your bus, to Serramonte Mall to get pampered one day. So I'm definitely going to be following you and check out how your idea is progressing. So Jay, thanks for giving me an option. I live in Daly City, so going to Serramonte Mall is not going to be too far for me. And again, Selena, I love to connect with you as well. We love to have some day parties, at CCSF. so again, you guys are coming up with some great ideas. It's phenomenal. It's really truly inspiring. So let me type my first quote. I've collected thousands of quotes in life, and I just want to share this with you. The first one I'll start with, and for those of you who are Golden State Warriors fan, last night was a devastating game. They lost by 39 points. That is just unheard of, right? So the first quote is very apropos. As an inspiring entrepreneur, you cannot let failure stop you from pursuing your dreams and from you following your passion. Okay, so again, John Wooden is just one of the amazing leaders and coaches in all of sports. Again, his famous quote: "Failure is not fatal, but failure to change may be." Right. So I think it's important to note that the Warriors obviously need to have a different game plan tomorrow night so that they can win Game 6. But again, as an entrepreneur, just know, right? If you hit a roadblock, if you hit, an obstacle, you got to overcome it. However you overcome that obstacle, right? You either go around it, go through it, go over it, whatever you're going to do, and either move the obstacle aside, right? So you got to change your game plan so that you're not going to be bogged down by minutia and logistics, right? Because you know what you want to do. And this goes back to my second comment. You have to know your why. I think you've heard of that before. What is your why? Your why is like your North Star. And, once you know your why, your idea, the things you want to make happen in life, it's going to be much easier to follow because you have your why and you're following your North Star. So certainly, my why is very simple. My why is to mentor, coach, and empower others so that they can live their best life and do the best work. So that's my why. I do that every day. I empower, mentor, coach others so that they can do their best work, live their best life. That's what gets me up in the morning. So you need to find out what gets you up in the morning, right? You need to determine, right, what is it that drives you? What is it that intrinsically motivate you? Because you'll get a lot of rejections. People will say, I like your ideas, but I'm not interested, right? I mean, there's all these reasons why people might say, I like you, but I'm not necessarily going to invest in you, in your company, in your idea, in your journey. But again, it's okay. Being an inspiring entrepreneur means you'll be, pretty good at being rejected, and that's okay. It's just a rejection. It's nothing, fatal. Okay. And again, if you believe this, and I do believe this, right? A rejection is simply a redirection. Okay. So again, I just want to acknowledge that, and you need to see that as well. A no is just a redirection. Okay. It's just you redirecting how you want to pivot, you making things better, right? So as an entrepreneur, it's always about being different. It's about being unique, right? And doing it better. Okay, so always remember that, right? A rejection, a no, is simply just saying, hey, I got to do something different. I got to do something better. Yesterday, I had a conversation. I'm coaching a restaurant CEO. And I said to her, listen, I don't know what's out there in the Filipino cuisine, but you might want to consider a tasting menu, right? A Filipino tasting menu. That's unheard of, right? So we'll see what happens with that idea. I'm coaching her to do something different, especially in Daly City, right? It's just another way, to sort of rebrand yourself, especially after you've been successful. So for those of you who are still early in your journey, right, you just gotta, again, get going. You gotta trust yourself and then make sure that you don't let anybody, hold you back, okay? The second quote I wanna share, and again, this is something that is more personal for me, but I think it's important for me to share it with you as well. And I'll just enter it in the chat here. Try not to become a person of success, but rather try to become a person of value. Okay, so my goal is not to be successful. That's not my objective. I don't aim to be successful. I strive, I aim, I am determined, I'm committed, I'm dedicated to being valuable, to adding value. Do you see the difference? Okay, success is materialistic, success is externally focused sometimes, right? But when you see yourself and you put yourself in a position where you can add value, you will automatically be successful because you are needed. You're being valued, right? People want you to be a part of their team. People want you to be part of that culture, right? People want to be influenced by you, work alongside you, roll up their sleeves, whatever it is, right? So bring value. Think about how you can bring value to the team, to the organization, to the culture, to whatever situation. Okay, it's all about bringing value, adding value, and making that your most important sort of, North Star. I have a mantra, and I'll leave you with my last, remarks. Vivian, do you know if the judges are ready, or should I keep going for another 2 minutes? Maybe it's Vivian in the breakout room. So I'll leave you with one last remark, and then I can keep talking, of course. You need to know your mantra. Okay. So again, this quote: try not to be a person of success, but rather to become a person of value. Again, it's just a different mindset, right? As an entrepreneur, you got to have a different mindset, right? A mindset that is solely yours, that's going to be resilient. You're going to have grit. You're going to demonstrate fortitude, right? And to have that grit, fortitude, resilience, you got to have a mantra. A few words you say to yourself when times are tough, when you're rejected, when you're defeated, when you feel down, when you feel, there's no hope, there's no inspiration left, there's no reason to do X, Y, Z. You got to have a personal mantra. Okay, so I'll share with you what my personal mantra is, and it's very, 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 very simple. And again, I encourage each and every one of you to come up with your own personal mantra. And mine is very, very simple. And again, when you have a mantra, it drives you. It is your North Star. It is your why. You're telling yourself, I'm going to keep going. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm just mentally drained, but I'm going to keep going. Okay, so mine is always add value. If you follow me on LinkedIn, that's my tag. That's my tagline. I'm committed to always adding value. In every space, in every setting, in every situation, I want to always see myself as, how can I make this situation better? How can I help this team? How can I help this organization in my current job? And it's not about titles, right? It's all about you showing up, you being present, and you working your hardest to add value. That's how you'll succeed in life, as an entrepreneur, in whatever roles, as a parent, as a sibling, whatever it is, right? It's you making that commitment to always add value. And when you have a mantra that you say to yourself, it becomes a part of your mindset. It becomes a part of your DNA. Okay, so again, you got to come up with your mantra. I mean, there are different words that resonates differently for different people. For me, it's 3 simple words, right? Always add value. So again, I don't want to keep talking. I can keep on talking, but I'm not going to keep on talking. But again, certainly, I just want to leave you with some thoughts in terms of the road ahead. It's long, and there is no guarantee of success. That's why you have to pivot and pivot and pivot and pivot again. There is no guarantee. There is no straight path. There is no milestone that says I'm successful. There is none of that. As long as you're valued, as long as you see yourself adding value, you are successful. Okay, so I know somebody did the spotlight, so I will stop spotlighting myself. So let me see if the folks are back. Margaret, Janice, do you see that they're back? I can't see.
I don't yet, but I would say this might be a good time, everyone, to grab a drink. I know Vivian wanted to do a photo op with everyone at the end with a drink so we can toast. So this might be a good time to go get a beverage of your choice.
Yeah, I don't want to hold you hostage. So thank you, students. And again, thank you for the folks who pitched today. I really appreciate your stories. And Jay, I'm coming to Siramonte Mall one day.
Hopefully I'll get the business up and running soon.
Yeah, I'm tired of cutting my own hair the last 26 years.
or we'll go to you with buzz cuts.
That's right. So
Is it
yes,
okay if
go.
I say something?
I'm sorry, Emerald. I think I didn't hear your question.
Is it okay if I say something?
Oh yeah, please, yeah.
I wanted to say, since I started it and I didn't have a way to gauge myself, I am really happy and lucky to see how far you guys have all come in this project, because we have all been here on Zooms and it has been a long, long semester. And I don't know, it's the way you guys were able to really come together and make this a project. It's so amazing. It is so amazing. If I was a pre-investor on the app, I would have put all my money into all of you. So thank you so much. It was really nice being your colleagues, and I really appreciate the time. We might not see each other next semester, but thank you very much.
Yeah, and again, I just want to, remind everybody, the CEI is here, CCSF is here. I know we're going through some challenging times, but we are here for you, students. We're here to help, launch you into the next steps, right? The next whatever, space that you want to be. And then again, it's all about, trying to provide you with the social, it's all about social mobility, right? Increasing your social mobility in life. That's what this is all about. So don't forget us when you're a millionaire, okay? When you are a Forbes, top 500 CEO, just make sure you think about CCSF and the CEI.
And you know where reality really is. So come, I'll help you invest that money.
That's right. So I hope you all got your drink. I know that the judges must be having a very hard time, because initially they only allocated 5 minutes. And I said, yeah, I can talk for 5 minutes. So I got my Panera lemonade. So I'm good. That's my drink. And in 5 o'clock, I'm gonna have a different drink.
Oolong tea.
Oolong tea. And I think you all have met Margaret Potts. Margaret, is our employment and training specialist. She is, very, very, very super helpful. If you're looking for, to draft your resume, to interview tips, cover letter, in anything that you need to help you get a job, please reach out to Margaret. She has, again, lots of information and lots of good tips and resources.
Thank you, Jesse.
Well, Jesse always is sharing great wisdom at each of these events, and I missed it. I was going to be so much more wise, Jesse, if only I had been here, but instead I'm yapping lips talking about the greatness of these entrepreneurs with our other judges, and we are ready to make some announcements. One thing I can say is we have honor for each of you. Every one of the presentations came up in the conversation. And of course, we looked at the impact of how people invested their money through the app and came to our top 3. Before we share that, I'm going to ask Loic to share final parting thoughts. It's been so great to have you. Thank you so much for your feedback to everyone, your thought-provoking questions. It really felt like a fireside chat for those brief moments when you were talking to everybody, and I was fully engaged. So what a nice gift that is to all of us that are here. Can you please share some final thoughts, and then we'll follow that by Camille doing the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And first, again, echo a huge sense of gratitude for hosting and keeping us motivated throughout those 2.5 hours. I want to definitely thank everybody for presenting today. Beyond the fact that you had 3 minutes of airtime, I know there were a lot of hours in preparation, and it's never easy, and huge sense of gratitude. Clearly, there's a sense of vulnerability, when you're asked to share either your passion or business idea, and know that we all have incremental, huge respect. I think what you should take away from today is, not just the feedback and the reaction, but also maybe some inspiration from your peers who have presented, who have also opened their books like you did, and maybe, you know, if maybe you can help each others, maybe one of you kind of vibe for someone else's idea, maybe you could collaborate and maybe, you know, find the co-founders or maybe a co-investor. So that would be great. Of course, you know, I speak for myself. If you have any follow-ups, feel free to reach out. More than happy to set some time and provide additional feedback or be a sounding board. So take advantage of the fact that you had the hard time, that you made some connections and you learn from others to help you for the next step. And again, I want to thank everybody. And of course, Vivian and the team for inviting me, because even if I'm been in the business now for years, it's very refreshing to see younger folks, older folks come up with new ideas. So thank you. Know that you are also an inspiration for people who don't necessarily are entrepreneurs. And I'll pass it to Camille.
Thank you. Thank you again for having me. This was so inspiring for me too. I love getting back to the idea stage. It's just, you know, world is your oyster. And I think the diversity of ideas just shows that. And I think, you know, there are so many types of businesses that you can build. And if it's something that, if this idea was something that really resonated with you, I encourage you not to let it end here. Like Loic said, the vulnerability and bravery that it takes to get up in front of a crowd and talk about your ideas is really difficult, and you're already ahead of the crowd, right? Every step of the journey is going to require more of that bravery. And so the one that I see for all of you who are going to continue the journey is talking to more customers, testing it with the people who you think are going to pay for it. And then, you know, try to get pretty quickly to asking them to pay for it, right? Because that is the true test. And that's when you really get to iterate and pivot and figure out where the really strong version of your business idea is. And then another thing is, you know, during the presentations, I was just thinking, oh my gosh, what a great community, right? Like sunrise drinks, you got to be at the day parties, and, you know, just all of these cross connections, right? And so keep that going, keep in touch with each other. With all of my cohort communities of founders, that is how we get through and get by is with each other, right? So stay in touch with each other and keep creative on what those cross connections can be. And thank you again for sharing your amazing ideas and hard work with me. It was a pleasure to be here today.
Well, it was so.
Ian, can I add one more thing? Because
Yes.
Camille made me think about a quote that I learned last year that I love to repeat to people. So
I'd love for you to share.
And this is from a book called The War of Art, which is a book about writing. And it's something I've read late last year as a creator myself. You are taking a few blows, and that's the price for being in the arena and not on the sidelines. So to echo what Camille said, you know, you share and you were vulnerable, but you know, you get critics along the way, but at least there's a huge benefit in it.
So great. All of it.
So what's next?
What is next? Well, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to announce the winners. Before I do that, let me make a couple points of comment. There's been 3 main speakers today. Jesse came in at the end, and of course, Camille and Loic shared several different moments. A couple things I want everybody to take away from what I observe is, one, they embody a sense of humility, as do most successful people. And 2, they're alive and they're passionate and they're present. And so take those things away today, as I want to do. And I thank the 3 of you for that inspiration and the way that you carry yourself. Now, I want to talk about the presentations and give the 3 awards. Crazy ideas and collaboration are always worth thinking about, right? Can you imagine how some of these businesses come together, right? Talking about the block parties and the energy drink. And then you imagine that the haircuts pull up and do that, right? And you have all three of these businesses multiplying each other's efforts and doing it collaboratively. And these are the type of things that if you get creative and you drop walls and you think about how you can reach out, help others, and be helped in return, that these cool ideas can come together. It's now time for our three winners. So I don't know if the order of place matters very much, but I guess I will put it in third place first. I'll tell everybody. So Selena, congratulations. We thought your just being a creator and a DJ and an artist, we were impressed with the presentation, the articulation of the idea. We think that there's something special there, and we really wanted this acknowledgement to encourage you and put some energy and some wind in your sails, and let you know that we really saw you and we saw the presentation. We were impressed. And so congratulations on being one of the three winners.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely. And our next winner is, everybody ready? Sunrise Drink. Obviously, there's a huge market for a new lifestyle beverage brand. You differentiated your product from the massively saturated market. Although it's huge, there's a lot of competition, but you clearly differentiate your product. Great presentation. It was really nice to engage with you for the question and answer and the comment. And so we just thought you did a great job. And again, we see promise in what you're talking about and believe that you certainly could be very successful. So congratulations.
Thank you. Now I have to go work much harder now.
It's always harder work. Entrepreneurship is a black hole, everybody. It will take everything you'll give it. And for our champion of the day, we want to say, Jay, what a presentation that was. And what a surprise it was, Jay. We're in San Francisco Bay Area and all the different things that could be pitched to us. And it is your really unique take and really thoughtful curation of this vision of what you're in the process of manifesting. And we really would love to see you manifest it. So know that, three seasoned entrepreneurs seeing all these different presentations, we really were impressed with the whole that you brought to us. And we'd love to see you pursue this and be successful, and for it to exceed all your wildest expectations. And that really is the hope of all the staff and the judges for each of those that present, and anybody that's in the audience that's watching.
Thank you.
They're cheering you on as well. But Jay, anything you'd like to share with us now that we've announced you as our winner today?
Oh my gosh, the pressure is on. Thank you so much. It's so unexpected. It just came out of, I guess, my passion, my personal passion of just providing a good service. I don't know. I had a nightclub back in my days when in my 20s. So I guess I've been always an entrepreneur at heart. So I guess this is my next pivot now that I'm in my 40s. But thank you so much. I can't believe it.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, I'm going to hand it off to Vivian. And I think it's time for us to do a photo op.
Yeah.
So we're going to put this thing on gallery mode. I'm going to grab my bottle.
Yeah, new drinks. Yeah.
Cheers.
We're going to have a toast to all the winners. Everybody are winners here. I'm really impressed
Everybody's
with
a
all
winner.
your presentation. And like what the judges said, this is just the beginning. Entrepreneurship is a lot of hard work. So embrace that and welcome to this new journey that you're going to pursue in the next next chapter of your entrepreneurial career. So everybody, thank you very much for all the judges, to our dean, and also I see some faculty and their students actually from different departments within the college. Our chair, Leo Bello, was here earlier. Thank you again. And if you could turn on your camera when we take our screenshot. Yay!
All right, everyone.
All right.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. And for all the winners, please get in touch with me because we have little gift of little prizes, just tokens for you. And for everyone who participated today, please get in touch. And I wish everyone good luck and thank you so much.
Such a great event, everybody, all because of you. It wouldn't be the same if you were not here with us. And I look forward to the next one. Vivian, thank you again for putting this together. Your leadership is strong and effective, and we celebrate you.
Yeah.
Feel celebrated, Vivian, when you do these things. It's a wonderful gift you give to the students. Everybody, that's it. You all need to get off Zoom and go do something else. So enjoy the rest of your evening. Goodbye.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, judges. Thank you.
Thank you so much.